Yes. Spiritual breakdowns, I think, are very, very important. I mean, the only way to kind of really reach that higher being or whatever you believe in, I think, is you have to be at your lowest. You have to totally be at your lowest to even gain that connection, maybe. I mean, the connection's always there, but I feel like once you truly reach in the point of no like return or just a really bad position in your life, a really bad spot. I mean, like, I don't know, I just feel like it's funny. It's like it's almost like I can't relate to anybody, but so like I just seclude myself. But then it's weird because like when it's almost like for the better, because when I do seclude myself, it's almost like I can actually get things done and just express what I'm feeling throughout through music and stuff. But it's cool because I mean, like the best way to describe it, when you enter a room and it's like a crowded room of people, it's like you don't know where to go, you don't know where to fit in, kind of like that. And it's nothing new though, really. Like if you're asking me how I feel about it, it's almost like an everyday type of thing. I mean, I've pretty much grown up with it, so it's not anything new. But I mean, at one point I feel like I was able to communicate with others pretty well, but it feels like recently it's just been like really, really to the point where it's like I'll just have nothing in common with anybody. It's like as soon as I enter the room, the first question people ask are like, where do you work, or like what do you do for a living, or when do you plan on getting married? And it's like I don't really think of those things. It's more so the stuff I really think about is like some more spiritual, if that makes any sense, because there's so much more to life than just like having a family, I guess. But I don't know, it's just about being a good human, or like a decent human being. And I feel like a lot of people kind of just they move all the important things to the back burner, and then the things that society wants you to feel, that's what they kind of go with. And I don't want this to sound so depressing though, because like there's just so much out there. There's just, you go outside and you look up, you see like a multitude of things, or they're just everywhere, and there's so much inspiration everywhere as well. Like everywhere you turn, there's something there, and it's just about finding it. The song that I'm working on right now is actually from something that happened about 2 days ago, and it was someone's birthday. There was a birthday, and I kind of just like entered the room, said hi to like 2 or 3 people, and kind of just left the party. I left the party to go get a slushie at 7-Eleven, and then just walked all the way home by man. And it was pouring rain, keep in mind. Pouring rain. I was just craving a Slurpee, so I just walked over to 7-Eleven and got a cream soda slushie mixed with Pepsi, and just walked home. And then I got a call later saying, "Where are you?" And it was, I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of at home now. But I feel like a lot of people really are misunderstood. It's something that a lot of people go through, and there is a slight, victory in knowing that, some people, like, I'm not the only one who has these feelings. People do go through these things, and they don't talk about it, but it definitely needs to be talked about. And what interests me, what are my interests? My interests are anything to do with like creepy, dark, kind of tones like that. And a lot of the music that I make actually is stemmed from being in a dark place, like being in a place where you just feel like there's no light at the end of the tunnel. And this is the stuff that comes out of it. I mean, there are moments where, even when I'm ecstatic though, so it's not always when from a dark place, because there are times where I'm feeling like the best of moods, and I'll make something out of that as well. But I think a lot of the darker, like a lot of the darker times kind of come some type of creativity that stems from somewhere. It's more easy to pull out. I think that makes more sense. Like it's more easy to pull out of me if I'm going through something that's not the greatest or it doesn't make me feel a good type of way. For the most part, everything I make is usually when I'm alone. The way that I like to write my music is I will come up with the instrumentals, make the full instrumental tracks, and then from there kind of make the lyrics depending on how the final product of the instrumentals sound like. So if the instrumental is kind of like a upbeaty, like more electronic based, then those lyrics kind of stem out from that. And then if the instrumentals are kind of more mellow, but then they can intertwine. So a lot of times they intertwine with each other. So like you'll have like happy lyrics with sad, dark instrumentals, and then you'll have like happy instrumentals, like stuff that sounds like really energetic, going with darker lyrics. If there was one place I had to go to, it would probably be somewhere in... I always said I wanted to go to Italy for some reason. And I think it's because of all like just the way the area is built. Like I don't know if you heard this, but like Italy is kind of built on a slant. So if there ever were to be an earthquake, the first place that would go down was a city called Richmond, and it's because they're on the water. So like if there ever was an earthquake or like a tsunami, they'd be the first ones to be wiped out. So I love to game. I mean, if World of Warcraft, I mean, I've been playing the same game for like over a decade, which is World of Warcraft. But it'd be cool to see, to visit at least. Yeah. That's funny.